All right, Jason. So normally when we talk about a card, we talk about the main card, and that's normally what the excitement is. And maybe there are one or two fights underneath that draw our attention. But I mean, you talk about spoiled for riches.
Yes.
Is UFC 244 the most stacked card, top to bottom, in your opinion?
It really is, and you can make a case that the prelims are, one of the greatest prelims you're gonna find. I think that maybe it was like maybe UFC 200, or there's another one like maybe the first New York card, maybe, because I feel like one of those had like Frankie Edgar or something on the prelim, something like that. But look at the early prelims. This I don't know how you can get a better early prelims like on than this. In the early prelims, you have the number one ranked female flyweight versus the number five ranked female flyweight in Caitlin Chukagian versus Jennifer Maia. That might be a title eliminator. That might be Valentina Shevchenko's next opponent. It's on the early prelims. It's the part of the show people may not even see. You got Lyman Good versus Chance Recounter. That's a really cool fight. Julio Arce versus Hakeem Duodu. That's
That
like
is a
really
banger.
that's a
Oh my
good.
God, that's a banger.
That's an insane fight. That's early. That's the show opener.
You've got like Rosenstruck, who's like one of the most exciting guys emerging in the heavyweight division right now, fighting the former champion Andrei Arlovsky.
Mm-hmm.
Like just, I know you're excited to see Shane Burgos versus Americani because
Yeah.
y'all have the same name, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Secretly cousins.
We
But
are.
but st- but still, man, it's like this is. I mean, Corey Anderson and Johnny
Yes, that's
Walker are on
insane.
the
7
prelims,
versus 11.
like and not just their ranking, but the
Yes.
excitement that a Johnny Walker fight brings.
Yes.
With the amount of insanity that this man brings with him into the octagon, and this is on the prelims. Granted, it is the prelim headliner, but this is still something that you can put behind a paywall, and we will pay.
When that was announced, I was sure that would be a main card fight. And
Oh,
as this card
absolutely.
has filled out, it's not. And it's like, well, I mean, based off what's the main card, I can get it. I understand it. It's that kind of a card.
Like I honestly just assumed that it was the main card. I just
Yeah.
assumed it was and didn't
Yep.
think anything of it. Literally until we started trying to break down this card so we can talk about it for this video.
Mm-hmm.
Is when I realized, oh man, that's a prelim fight.
Yeah.
Um, and we're talking about Johnny Walker is talking being talked about in the title discussion right now. This is the prelims. Like there seriously is literally no fight that I can't say I'm excited for
Yes.
on this whole card. There's
Yes.
there's literally nothing. I mean, Brad Tavares versus Edmund Shabazian
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good
is
one too.
nuts. Like
Yeah.
that is a crucial fight. Edmund Shabazian is making moves right now, 10-0 in the UFC, and typically if you beat Brad Tavares, I mean, you talk about the gatekeeper to the top
Mm-hmm.
10 of the division. I mean, Brad Tavares is that. If you beat Tavares, you know, look what it did for Adesanya.
Yeah.
Look what it did for
Yep.
Yoel Romero. So um, there is so much consequence top to bottom on this card. So not only do we have matches that sound exciting on paper, that when these two names blend, there's probably going to be fireworks. I mean, Julio Arce and Hakeem Dawodu just sounds crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Putting those two names
Yeah.
together, that is just it just defies logic what we can
Mm-hmm.
see on that. But not only do you have matchups like that are just purely just action gods just raining from the heavens down above us, you also have fights like Tavares versus Shabazian, which can deliver on the fireworks, but also have a lot of relevance to the future of the
Yeah.
middleweight division. To
Mm-hmm.
have a Corey Anderson and a Johnny Walker, which will likely decide who has a claim at the next shot at John Jones,
Mm-hmm.
depending on who wins that fight and how. Like there are a lot of things to love about this card, and granted, I've seen some exciting things with my own two eyes this year from the UFC, to the events that I've been able to attend. I'm, you know, forgive me if I'm speaking a little bit out of turn here, um, but I'm leaning toward this being the most stacked card so far this year.
I mean, we still got the. Is there what is it? title fight
Right.
in December.
245. Yeah.
That's an interesting one. But what does the rest of it have? Does the rest of it, can it match up to the
Right.
rest of this from top to bottom? I don't
And
know.
245 is stacking up to be a great card. It
Yeah.
is, but to see this completed lineup for 244 and to see the very first fight on the card saying, "Oh man, I have to watch that." The next fight up, "Oh man, I have to watch that." Oh, the next fight, "Oh man, this is a potential title eliminator."
Mm-hmm.
Man, I have to watch that too. Oh man, Arlovsky and Rosenstruck. Oh man, I got to watch. And every fight, it's like
Yes.
this escalation of excitement. So, I mean, quite honestly, I know there was a huge amount of controversy with the potential of Nate Diaz being X'd out of the main event, and that would have been a tremendous blow to the card from a pay-per-view sales standpoint.
Mm.
But for the true fans of mixed martial arts, I don't think you really could complain, even without that main event. This is an amazing card.
Yeah.
It may not necessarily be the pay-per-view worthy card without that name at the top to a lot of people, but it still sounds like must watch TV to me. So I'm really excited for Saturday night.
Mm.